Good
While I am
afternoon.
So I
I
good
am
getting my
never
screen in
Shanice.
mind. afternoon,
place.
and welcome to Justine Peterson Presents Save to Build. Cameron Stuhl will be presenting today. Cameron, you can take over now.
Okay, I'm going to share my screen, make sure everybody can see it and hear me when I share it. Can y'all see?
Yes.
Okay, fantastic. So,
Well,
oh, no, no, you
no,
can't see
yes,
it.
we can see. It just took a second for the
Oh,
it to appear.
let me get this out of the way. See it better?
All is well.
Okay. All right. So I'm going to be presenting Save to Build, and I want everybody to feel comfortable in asking questions as I go along. Okay. So the first thing is, my name is Cameron Stuhl, and I've been with Justine Peterson since 2018, and I am the program associate for the Save to Build loan. So basically, I started from the beginning of the application stage to the end when the client has completed the program. Uh-oh. Okay, there we go. Okay, so a little bit about Justine Peterson. Justine Peterson has been around for 25 plus years, and our mission is to connect low to moderate income families and individuals with institutional resources to build financial assets and create enduring change. And we do this through, let me move my little slide over, creating building, credit building and financial education, home ownership preparation, and retention and small business lending. So the next thing is our passion. At Justine Peterson, we are passionate about financial products plus financial counseling, bills, strong credit. As part of that, I'm going to go to the next page. Building strong credit at Justine Peterson, we say don't dwell on the old bad credit, get the good stuff going. So basically, pay your bills on time, at least the minimum payment on everything, have 2 to 3 active trade lines, and keep your credit card balances low, under 30% is ideal. The next thing is, I'm going to talk about the reason everybody's here today, and that's our Save to Build loan. It is a $300 cash secured loan. It's for 12 months, and Justine Peterson puts up the funds that are held in a secured account in the client's name until the loan is paid in full. At the time the loan is paid in full, they will receive their $300 either via ACH deposit into their bank of choice or as a check that we will mail to them directly. This loan is reported monthly to the credit bureaus as an installment loan, and the purpose of the product is that it must offer the potential to improve their credit portfolio. And as I go through the requirements and get a little more into it, it'll make more sense when we get to the next slide. So, who is an ideal candidate? So, an ideal candidate is follows. If you have a client that has no credit score, and this can include millennials, immigrants, or those who only pay cash for services, they probably won't qualify for a traditional loan, but they will qualify for the Save to Build. But it could take them about 6 months for the FICO score to be generated. If they have a thin credit file, which means they have one or a few lines of credit, may only have a credit card or an installment loan. Say somebody has 2 credit cards and they have nothing else, or they only have their car loan and nothing else. Collection debt, that is not a detriment for the Save to Build loan. They certainly can apply for a Save to Build loan. They've been denied products in the past. They can certainly apply. And recently discharged from a bankruptcy. So as long as they have discharged their bankruptcy, they're eligible for the Save to Build. Now, the eligibility is pretty simple. The client must be at least 18 years of age, date of signing, must have room in their monthly budget to make the monthly payments. Justine Peterson, we like to say they should have at least $30 a month extra. Me personally, I say 75. So in case an emergency comes up, they have a cushion to be able to make that payment. They must have no delinquencies in the last 90 days on open trade lines. Remember, I'm not looking at anything in collections, that's past. And they must have no open foreclosures or open bankruptcies. So I'm going to give you some scenarios. So when you're talking with a client or you're thinking about this for yourself, so if a client comes in and they're looking for a small business loan for $10,000, but they don't qualify for the loan because of what you found on their bank statement. Their credit score is 585. They have $3,000 in collection debt, although they do have a car note in good standing and 3 credit cards with utilization of 80%. This would be a candidate for the Save to Build. Obviously, we want them to get their credit card debt down, but the collection debt will not prevent it, nor with the credit score. On scenario number 2, a client comes in for a personal loan. Their credit score is 641, but they have $800 in collection debt. And they just told you that they have a $700 payday loan that they've recently fallen behind on, and their credit card utilization is 65%. Again, the collection debt isn't a problem. The payday loan isn't going to show on there until it goes to collections, and that will not be a problem either. And then the third scenario is if you have a client that comes in that has no credit score, they have only $500 in credit card in collection debt, but they just recently opened a secured card last month. This is going to be the perfect product for them because it's going to round out their credit portfolio by having an installment loan and a secured card loan at the same time. Now, before I go any further, are there any questions about these different scenarios that I went over? Or if you have one that you're thinking about yourself, let me know. No questions? Okay.
No questions at this time, Cameron.
Okay. All right. So the next thing is what I'm going to look at when I look at their credit report. I'm going to look to see how many active trade lines they have. And of those, how many are revolving and how many are installment. I'm also going to look at their credit score. So if someone is in the high 600s to 700s, the Save to Build is probably not the best product for them because they have a well-rounded credit portfolio and they've been making their payments on time. Because I do look to see their payment pattern. I make sure that their bankruptcy has been discharged. And if they have any foreclosures or public records, those have been released as well. Now, probably the most important question besides what we just discussed is going to be who is not a fit. So it's not beneficial for the client that has 3+ active trade lines. And those would be a variety. They would have a mortgage, a car loan. They would have 2 or 3 credit cards in good standing. They've made all their bills on time and their credit score is, say, 720. This is not the product for them. They're doing very well without it. Now, the next section is a client who is not ready, is someone whose active trade lines are not paid on time, and the client has no income. Now, by income, they need to be a W-2 employee or 1099, and included under 1099 can be they're a driver for Amazon, they work for Instacart, DoorDash, any delivery service. They can be retired and on a pension. They can be on Social Security, or they can be a veteran and retired. But if they're on Medicaid only and they receive SNAP benefits or TANF, that is not considered as income. If they're on unemployment, that is not considered as income either. So they would need to have an active source of income. If it's a husband and wife that's applying, they would both need to apply separately and they would both need to have their own source of income. And then the client has a lot of bad debt. And while you're talking to them, they're talking about thinking about filing bankruptcy. They would need to wait until their bankruptcy has been discharged, and then they would be eligible to apply. Now, the last section is going to be the client who doesn't have a buy-in. And by that, I'm referring to the client who doesn't understand the loan process or has been not making consistent payments on time. They're really not ready for this. And the client is uninterested in continuing to build their credit upon the completion of the program. Since the Save to Build is a 12-month program, at the end, they will get $300 and they will be able to put that towards a secured card or towards an existing open trade line to pay down the balance. But if they're not interested in that, this is probably not the right product for them. Any questions on that? Okay.
No questions at this time.
Okay.
I do have a question. After
Okay.
the year, since this is one of the trade line, what happens what happens after the 12 months?
Okay, good question. So at the end of 12 months, Justine Peterson reports the loan is paid in full. So it will show as paid in full. They will take a slight ding in their credit for having it paid in full, and then their credit score will go back up. But they will get their $300 because they pay $300. They pay us back the $300 that we funded in the account for them. And so they can use that money to either reapply again. We do have quite a few customers that want to sign up again because they did see the improvement in their credit. Does that help?
Yes, that helped a lot. Is there any products that we could use, the person can use that $300 towards, like maybe a secured card or something?
Absolutely. They can use it as a secured card of their choice. They can also use it, like I say, to pay on, say they have a personal loan and they want to pay down the principal. They can use that $300 to pay towards the principal. So they can use it, and that way they'll build their credit, continue building their credit by paying more on their open trade lines.
Thank you.
You're welcome. So what I did was I created a referral process for those that want to send a referral to me. Now, the referral will need to have your name as the person sending the referral and the client's name, email, and client phone number. Because if you send me a referral, I will reach out to the client, but I'd like to use your name as the referral source so they'll know where I got their name and they will know what I'm calling about. And there is a form I'll show you at the end.
And this referral process is only for other partners who are referring clients to us, correct? Not for individuals.
Could be for anybody that wants to refer somebody to me.
Okay, cool.
I mean, it can be partners, absolutely, or it can be an employee at Justine Peterson or anybody that's on the call that wants to send a referral. And even if the referral is for themselves and they're interested in it, absolutely. Yep. The Safe to Build is good for anybody that meets those qualifications.
Thank you.
You're welcome. So now, once we've determined that the client is interested in signing up for Save to Build, and I've reached out to him and I've kind of walked him through the process and how the program is going to work, I will then send them a link. This will take them to the Great Rivers portal, and that's where they will complete their application. But I will have walked them through the information that is required, which is their name, address, date of birth, their social security number or ITIN number, their phone number, and the name of their employer. So this is where their source of income comes into play. So if they work for a W-2 company, they would put ABC Trucking on there. If they're self-employed and they own the business, they would put their business name. If they are a delivery driver for any of the services, they would list those. If they are on Medicare as their full-time income, they would list that, not Medicaid, but Medicare. Or if they are on a pension plan or they have a retirement program, any of those are dedicated sources of income. They would list that. And then they would sign it, save the application, and submit it. Then when it's submitted, it comes into me as a submitted loan. I will then follow up with the client and I will be sending them a Justine Peterson credit release so that I am able to pull their credit report. And I will also send them a budget where they will need to include their take-home pay. Now, if they do get SNAP benefits or any other supplemental benefits, they can include those, but they would need to also include their full-time salary. And then from that, they would subtract all of their monthly expenses. And then what's left over will be what they consider their take home pay and their cash flow. And what I look for is to make sure that they have enough money after they pay all their bills that they can make the monthly payment successfully. And it's going to be under $30. Now, once that has been done, the information comes back to me via the portal, and then the underwriting begins. I usually turn the loan around within 24 to 48 hours. Once it's completed, I will reach out to the client to see what date they want to close their loan on so that I can prepare the documents and have them ready for them. Documents will be created. They will be sent via DocuSign to the client and to the Justine Peterson loan counselor. Once it comes back, it goes to finance and they set it up in our system. When I go over the documents that are going to be signed by the client with the client, I let them know they need to include their banking information and include their routing and checking number. If they're going to set up a debit card, I'll walk them through what's needed for that, or if they're going to set up a credit card. Any questions on that?
What happens if I change banks?
Oh, if you change banks, they will all have my phone number. They would reach out to me and I will send them a new form for ACH or credit card if that's how they set it up as debit or credit.
Thank you.
They also will have the option to make a payment in the Great Rivers portal. Once a client is set up, they have the access to that and they can go in and make up a payment. We don't recommend they make extra payments in there, but I would walk them through that before they did that because it gets a little confusing. So this is kind of the flow chart of how things are going to flow. The application is submitted, client is approved, client signs the loan documents, they make monthly payments. At the end of the 12 months, they use their savings for continue to build credit. That's how the whole process works. Now, the monthly payment options, there's a couple of them. The payments are processed on the 15th of the month. And back to the original, when I talked about the loan closing documents, this is where they're going to set up their ACH checking or savings. It is a field on the loan document, and they will not be able to proceed forward unless they put information in there. If they are going to use a debit or credit card, they would have to put NA in all of those fields and call me so that I can get them the documentation needed to set them up for debit or credit. And then if they have a prepaid card, this one they would be required to put the routing number and the account number for the prepaid card. So they would put the name of the bank or service that it's with, and they would put prepaid card instead of checking or savings, and they would enter the routing and account number. And then the last option is the least favorite and the one that requires the most responsibility from the client. If they want to set up bill pay through their bank account, they would be required, when they do that, to include their Great Rivers loan number, which is included on their loan closing documents that they will have a copy of once they have completed the paperwork and signed the loan. But if they're not going to put a loan number in there, I recommend they do ACH because that way they don't have to remember to make the monthly payment. They know it's going to come out every month on the 15th. Now, if for some reason they can't make the payment on the 15th, when I've done my conference with them beginning, I'll let them know that they need to call me 3 business days prior to the 15th so that I can move that payment date for them. Any questions on payment options?
No, you were clear. Thank you.
Okay. Now, with a traditional loan, there are advantages to making early payments or making additional payments. A client for a traditional loan can call in and make a principal only payment, or they can pay their loan off early. With the Save to Build, there are no advantages. The clients are advised not to make early payments and not to pay the loan off in full unless they want to get out of the program. Because if they pay an extra payment, every month, they're not going to get 12 months credit on the Save to Build. The Save to Build is a 12-month program meaning they need to make 12 consecutive payments to get the most benefit on their credit report for making those 12 payments. But say I had a client recently that 10 months in said, I want to close it out. And I said, but you're not going to get credit for the other 2 months. And he said, that's fine. I still want to close the loan out. He paid it off, so he got his full $300 back, but he only had 10 months of credit counted. So we don't advise the Save to Build clients to pay the loan early unless they just have to. And we do not restructure these either. So it's 12 months or premature closure. There is no restructure. Any questions? Come on, guys. You got to ask something.
No, you've been very thorough with your information. I can't think of one.
Okay. Well, the last thing I'm going to talk about is what makes the Save to Build, besides the 12-month program and no advantage to paying early, is something called premature closure. So if a client is currently 60 days past due, now what that means is that I've called them when they first, me or payment support, have called them when they first missed payment. If payment support may reach out to him, I may follow up and reach out to him again by email and by phone, letting them know that their first payment or whatever payment did not clear the bank. We consistently try to get in touch with them. If it goes into the 60 days, then when I call them, I will let them know that I will be prematurely closing the account out. Now, what that will do is Justine Peterson will take the funds that we have, we will pay the loan off. It will show paid in full on their credit report. And any money left over after we pay the loan off, they will receive a check for. Now they can call me and say, I need to close the account out. They can be like the gentleman that called because he just wanted to close it out. But I've had other people call because they've lost their job, they've had a family crisis come up, medical issues have come up. Whatever it is, we can still close the loan out and it will always show paid in full. So it's not going to show that they defaulted on the loan because they did not, because we held the cash up front and we paid the loan off. That's it.
Well, that was amazing. Um, does anyone have any questions?
Stephanie or Andrew, any questions?
No, I don't have any questions. You've done very well. I really appreciate this information. It was very helpful.
Thank you. Andrew, do you have any questions? All right, I'm going to show y'all the referral form that I created, okay?
Okay.
Oh, how do I get there?
Just go to file.
All right, I'm going to go back to share. Okay. I had a
Mhm.
black screen on my end. Sorry about that.
It's okay.
Yep, I don't want that either. Okay. Well,
It just takes a second to
oh,
load.
it does?
Hmm.
Okay. Oh, I'm impatient.
It's all right.
Let's try it again.
Yeah, I don't know what's happening.
I don't know either.
Hold on for a second because it may, hold on one moment. I'm gonna make you host.
You want to share the form?
Sure. Is it the form which form am I sharing?
Just a referral form.
Oh, okay, I can share it. 1 second.
Okay.
Hold on. don't know what's going on. Here we go. Oh, it locked me out. Oh, oh, get that off. Let's go here. There you go.
There
Oop.
we go. Okay. So I created this referral form for anybody that wants to send a referral in. It's pretty simple referral source, client, first name, last name, client email, and phone number. That way, when I call the client, whomever referred me, I'll be able to say, oh, I got the referral from Yolanda or Stephanie or Andrew or whomever. That way they'll know why I'm calling. And then I'll be able to reference back to the Save to Build. And then I'll walk them through how the program works, the 12 months that it's secured loan. They do not have to put the money up front. And then answer any questions they may have about how the program works. And if they're still interested, then we'll start the loan process by sending them the application first. And then from there, we'll go from there.
And how long does it take from beginning stages to actual being complete? I saw the process, but how long does the process take?
Well, part of it depends on the client. So if I get a referral and I talk to the client, I'll send them the information where for them to complete the application. I check the application portal numerous times a day to see who may have signed up. If the application is blank, and that happens quite a lot, I will reach back out to the client to let them know they need to complete it. Once it's completed, then, and I get the credit release and the budget back, I can turn it around in 24 to 48 hours.
If I'm not computer savvy, is there someone, are you able to assist me through the process?
Sure. Yeah.
Awesome. Thank you.
Yeah. I can set up a Zoom call, show them the application, kind of walk through. It's pretty easy. It's like I say, it's just their name, their address, date of birth, social security number or ITIN number, email, and where they work. The
Cool.
second page is their financial agency. They'll list Justine Peterson. I'll use you as the referral source if that's where it came from, whatever's on the list. And then they will answer a few questions at the end, and it will say save, sign, and submit. Done.
Cool.
Yeah. And I've walked clients through before. They don't have to attach anything. They just have to, I'll email it through them through Send Secure, so the information will come back secure.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Any questions, anyone? If you have a question, you can either unmute yourself, or you can place your question in the chat and I'll ask it for you.
No, I don't have any questions. It was very thorough,
Oh,
very informative. I really appreciate the information.
I have one other thing I'll talk about that I didn't think about. Once the loan is closed and paid in full, I will then reach out to the client so that I can find out how they want to receive their proceeds, how they want to receive their savings. So if they want to receive ACH, I can verify the account that we have on file, if that's the account where they want us to deposit the funds to, or if they want a different account, I will send them an ACH form and they can complete that and return it to me. Or if they want a check, and if they're local, we can cut a check. And if they want to come to the office and pick it up, great. If not, and they want us to mail the check to them, we will mail it, and I'll let them know once the check is mailed. I'll also let them know once the deposit is scheduled.
Awesome. That's great. Thanks, Cameron.
You're welcome.
Well, if all hearts are settled and there are no additional questions, I would like to take this time to thank you for such an amazing Save to Build Lunch and Learn. This is truly good information for our clientele. And I'm looking forward to more people signing up or being referred, even if you're on here and this isn't a product that you want. Think about someone in your inner circle where they may be just graduating high school, looking to build credit. This would be a great opportunity or to share with them.
Thank you for bringing that up because I do tell people if they have children that are 18, they're going to be inundated with credit card offers. That, well, they don't need to sign up for all the credit cards. They would obviously do better getting a secured card and doing the save to build because those are manageable payments and they will still get the same bang for the buck.
I do have one question. After this loan product, and I'm doing good, I've been making my payments on time. What would you suggest that the next step? Because ultimately, I want to save for a home.
Okay.
So,
I
what
would,
would you suggest?
yeah, I would recommend they go to the Justine Peterson website and click on the apply for a loan. There's a drop-down menu, click on credit counseling and meet with a credit counselor and tell them your plans. Either you want to start a business, you want to purchase a home, and they will walk you through all those steps to get you there.
So is that something I should be doing alongside with once I've started to save the bill and I've decided that I want to purchase a home? Do I wait till I finish the 12 months or do I sign up for credit building in addition? Can they both run at the same time?
Excellent question. Yes, they can run both at the same time. They can certainly do that. And because with the home buying process, we do offer new home buyer classes so you can sign up for those and meet with so you can when you do the drop down menu it also gives the option to per home buying credit counseling and things we don't do mortgages but we do offer the home preparation classes so you can go out there and say you're interested you want to buy a home in a year or 2 years or whatever your goal is they will certainly meet with you and walk you through the process absolutely.
Well, this is an amazing product, and I'm so happy that Justine Peterson
Yeah.
offers it.
And I was going to say, if I could show it on my screen.
You should be able to. You want me to go to the website?
Yeah,
Okay,
I think I'm no longer sharing my screen because I got a blank screen
that's
here.
okay. I can
Yeah.
do it.
Okay.
Right.
Okay.
I think my what's name is in the way.
Well, looky there. You're on the Justine Great Rivers where it says apply for a loan. Click on that. And then now you'll click down and you'll see the different options. You'll see credit counseling. Whoop. You'll second one down, go back up a little bit. Home counseling services. Meet with one of our housing counselors to develop an action plan to get you to meet your house and buy needs and goals. You'll go down towards the bottom. Keep going. Keep going. And then you're going to click on please select the primary service requirement. Personal loan, housing counseling, or credit counseling. And then fill out the portion of it, fill out the application, and then our intake team will get everything set up. They will send out the necessary paperwork, and then they will set you up with a credit counselor or a housing counselor, depending on which field you clicked. Or if you want to start a small business, but small business lending, or you want to get a personal loan. After you are there where you want to be, whatever type it is, you'll fill that out. Yep. And then submit it. And then they will set up a small business counselor to reach out with you.
How long does it take for the small business counselor to speak out? You reach out.
I'm gonna say probably 24 to 48 hours.
Awesome. Suppose I'm in the preliminary steps of my business. Is there someone there to assist me with maybe helping me with my business plan?
Your small business counselor should be able to walk you through the process of what's needed on a business plan. They can certainly help you with that.
I can help too.
Yeah,
I
well then let me add
was
you
throwing
to
a
the
plug in there.
list.
You know.
You would contact Yolanda Nelson. She will
Yeah.
be more than happy to assist you with putting a business plan together.
Awesome. Awesome. Thank you so much, Cameron. This has been great. This has been great. Thank you. Are we done here so I can log out of here?
We are, yes, ma'am.
Okay. All righty. Is there anything else? Andrew, do you have any questions? Thank you for coming. All right, guys, this has been great. This information has been wonderful. I appreciate you all for being here. And remember, every month, check our JP newsletter, our website. We have information for upcoming Lunch and Learn. The information that we provide is pivotal to your small businesses. We understand and we appreciate and we know how busy you guys are. That's why we offer it virtually to you. Just if you know any business owners that may glean from this information as well, feel free to share the link with them. If not, have a great day, everyone. Bye, bye,
Bye.
bye, bye.